Underestimation fuels a fire, proving dollars wrong, reaching higher. In the midst of chaos, we never tire, brightening the world like the shining spire. Embrace uniqueness, never retire. Don't label you with that paintbrush. Rise above, break free from the hurt. Raise your brow in God, put your trust. Let's groove to the rhythm, leave behind the rush.
Welcome to Underestimated Strength, the podcast that empowers you to cultivate your inner resilience and make a meaningful impact. I'm your host, Dr. Erica Seaborn, and today we're going to explore an important topic that affects many content creators and leaders, the phenomenon of silent followers or lurkers on social media. Have you ever noticed someone consistently viewing your content, your post, or your website, but they never seem to engage by liking, commenting, or sharing your content? This behavior is often referred to as lurking or having a silent follower. It's a fascinating dynamic that deserves our attention. Now, let's be clear. There's nothing inherently wrong with quietly observing and reading online content. Some people simply prefer to consume information passively rather than actively participating. They may be introverted, shy, or just prefer to take in information without feeling the need to contribute publicly, and that's perfectly valid. To each his own. However, the motivations behind this silent following behavior can be more complex. For some individuals, the decision to refrain from public engagement is driven by a preoccupation with how their online activity will be perceived by others. They may feel pressure to only visibly interact with content that aligns with the image or persona they want to project to their social networks. And engaging with certain pages or posts could be seen as undesirable or even detrimental to their standing within their social or professional circles. Now, these people are often more concerned with conforming to the expectations of the quote-unquote in-groups. They're the people they want to fit in with, than authentically expressing their individual interest and supporting causes that they really care about. They may even avoid publicly engaging with your content out of a fear of being judged or criticized by their peers or even strangers. And it's interesting to note that these silent followers often expect you to interact and engage with their content, but they don't reciprocate. They may feel entitled to your attention and validation without being willing to extend the same courtesy to you. And this dynamic can be perceived as hypocritical and can even affect personal relationships offline. But there's another layer to this behavior that you should be aware of. Some people may intentionally not comment or engage with your content online, not because they're afraid of what others think, but because they want to create the perception that your content is not worth engaging with. And this can be manipulation And it's a very manipulative tactic to undermine your influence and credibility. And it's interesting to note that these silent followers often expect you to interact and engage with their content, but they don't reciprocate, and they may feel entitled to your attention and validation without being willing to extend the same courtesy to you. And this dynamic is definitely perceived as hypocritical. But there's something we often forget. There is a life beyond the confines of social media. These silent followers may not be considering the empathy, compassion, and understanding that should be extended to others, both online and in the real world. Now, it's easy to get caught up in the metrics and the immediate gratification of visible engagement, but true strength comes from looking beyond the surface. It comes from looking beyond the surface level interactions online and really considering the emotional impact of our actions or lack thereof. When we fail to empathize with others and understand our behavior and how our behavior affects them, we miss out on the opportunity to build meaningful connections and create a more positive, supportive community. And, a person with underestimated strength recognizes that there is more to life than just counting a perfect number of likes online, or curating a perfect online presence, or seeking validation from silent followers. They understand the importance of empathy, of putting themselves in someone else's shoes, and considering how their words and actions might be perceived and felt by others. When you create content that is rooted in a genuine desire to help, to inspire, and to empower others, you are tapping into a deeper well of strength. This is the kind of content that truly resonates and makes a lasting impact, even if it doesn't immediately garner a flood of viable likes and comments. Because at the end of the day, the true measure of your success lies not in the number of silent followers, but in the positive changes that you are able to create in the lives of those who truly connect with your message. By incorporating this emphasis on empathy, compassion, and understanding the emotional impact of our actions both online and offline, we can further reinforce the importance of underestimated strength and the need to look beyond the surface level interactions of social media. There are red flags to look out for. And if you notice someone consistently viewing your content but never interacting, and they seem to have an agenda or an ulterior motive, it's important to be cautious, very cautious. Their behavior may be rooted in fear, but it could also be a deliberate attempt to sabotage your efforts. It's crucial to remember that the value of your content and the strength of your message should never be determined by the visible engagement of those silent followers. Your worth is not defined by the number of likes, comments, or shares you receive. In fact, focusing too much on these metrics, they can actually lead you down an unhealthy, self-centered path. You see, when we're overly preoccupied with gaining attention and approval, we risk losing sight of our true purpose. We may start creating content that is more about feeding our own egos rather than genuinely serving and uplifting others. Endless selfies and superficial attention-grabbing posts, they can eventually become unappealing and lack substance. Instead, I encourage you to shift your mindset. Embrace the idea of underestimated strength, the power that comes from sharing your authentic self, your valuable insights, and your passion for making a difference, regardless of whether the silent followers choose to engage or not. It takes courage, a lot of courage, to actively engage with content, to like, comment, and share, because it means you're not afraid of what others might think. A person with underestimated strength is not afraid to be themselves. They're not afraid to express their true interest and support. And they support causes that they care about regardless of what others think. Regardless whether it aligns with the expectations of their social circles. So when you create content that is rooted in a genuine desire to help others, to inspire others, and to empower others, you are tapping into a deeper well of strength. This is the kind of content that truly resonates and makes a lasting impact. And if it doesn't immediately garner a flood of valuable likes and comments, it doesn't matter. And let's not forget those silent followers. They may be quietly absorbing your messages and finding the courage to step out of their comfort zone and out of the shadows. Your content could be sparking transformation in ways that you may never know. So continue to pour out your heart and soul into your work, and be secure in the knowledge that you are making a difference, even if it's not always immediately apparent. Remember, true strength comes from within. It's not about seeking a validation or the approval of others or conforming to their expectations. It's about embracing your unique voice, your unwavering values, and your commitment to positively impacting the lives of those around you. Now, I want to acknowledge that navigating the dynamics of silent followers can be challenging. It's natural to crave engagement and validation and wonder why they're not responding to you like they are to others, especially in this digital age where metrics and social proof seem to hold so much weight. But I encourage you to resist the temptation to chase those fleeting forms of validation and instead focus on cultivating a community of genuine, engaged followers, people who resonate with your message and are willing to show up and support you, not just passively consume your content. These are the individuals who will truly uplift and empower you on your journey. And remember, being afraid of what others think is actually a weakness, not a strength. It's a limitation that holds us back from fully expressing ourselves and connecting with others in a meaningful way. On the other hand, engaging with someone's content because you're truly interested, if you're truly interested in it and genuinely want to express your support and agreement, that's a demonstration of having underestimated strength. It takes courage to put yourself out there, to risk being perceived differently, or to go against the grain of social expectations. A person with underestimated strength understands that the value of their content and the strength of their message should never be determined by the visible engagement of their silent followers. Together, let's redefine success on our own terms and make a lasting impact, one person at a time. Remember, your underestimated strength is the true source of your power. When you embrace your authentic self and pour your heart into your work, you will attract a community of genuine supporters who will uplift and empower you on your journey. So, my friends, let's continue to challenge the status quo, whether the expectations of others, and unleash the full extent of our underestimated strength. So the world needs more people like you who are willing to stand tall and make a difference, regardless of what the silent followers may say. I want to thank you for joining me on this episode of Underestimated Strength. And remember, be true to yourself, be true to who you are, regardless of what others think. And until the next time, stay true to yourselves and keep cultivating your power within that was gifted to you from the Most High God. God bless you. And remember, your true source of strength comes from God and who He created you to be, not who others perceive you to be. God bless you.